Welcome to Pure Chart Trading. Do you want to stop losing your hard-earned money and paying for useless signals? If you want to learn how to trade on your own, and you don't need to see someone constantly flexing with cash and showing off rented cars, you are in the right place. I end my videos, you won't see any nonsense, and I won't be showing false screenshots. That doesn't belong in trading, and trust me, once you learn how to trade the right way, you'll understand that almost everything mentors show you on social media is just a scam. Let's take a look at the first example of a supply and demand strategy together. I have to wait for a clean market move that creates a break of structure. It is a process that determines the direction of my trading. If you've seen any of my videos, you know that I always look for this at the beginning of every setup. If the market is in a phase where you can't tell which direction to trade, you're better off taking a break that day. Don't look for something in the chart that isn't there, because that's just mental gymnastics, and I definitely don't recommend it. Now take a close look at this. We see a clear uptrend, and price made a nice impulsive move that created a break of structure. At this point, I can mark everything out and wait for price to return to my demand zone. Plus, I definitely want to see a clean confirmation that price is likely to bounce off my zone. I always mark supply and demand zones based on the last opposite candle that was followed by a clean market move. If you can't properly identify your zone or you don't see it clearly, you're better off skipping the setup and waiting for the next one. It is crucial that you see things exactly how you need to and don't mark things randomly, or worse, enter a trade randomly, because that is the path of losers. At this point, my process is complete. I found the market direction, price made a nice move and a break of structure. I identified my demand zone, and price returned to retest my zone and gave me a clear signal that it's likely to bounce. My process met all the criteria, and that is a clean signal for me to enter the trade. As always, I'll set a 1% risk and a 2% reward, and we'll see what result this setup achieves. If you want to see more videos like this, check out my channel. You'll find plenty of videos there, and I add 3 new ones every week, so hit the subscribe button and drop a like, I'd really appreciate it. That's the first trade of today's video in the books, and I'm up 2% on my capital. I didn't use any special indicators or signals, just pure price action with the supply and demand strategy. If you want to trade like this too and you truly want to learn it, I highly recommend watching my other videos, and I believe you'll pick it up quickly and easily. It's nothing complicated, you just need to follow the exact same process over and over again, and you'll see the results for yourself. I have 3 more examples lined up for today's video, so let's go check them out. As always, I'm waiting for a clean price move, and I want to see price create a break of structure. If you'd like to see a 1-hour video where I teach you every single detail of my strategy, let me know down in the comments so I can see if there is any interest. As you can see, the market has a clear direction, price created a break of structure, and at this moment I can look for where my supply zone is and mark it out. After that, all that's left is to wait for a retest of my supply zone and a clean confirmation. Do you know exactly how I always mark my zone? It is very important to find the zone correctly. In this case, I will also mark a lower zone since price is continuing to drop sharply and creating new breaks of structure. We'll see which zone is the right one based on the confirmation. Price returned to my supply zone, stopped at the edge, and that red candle gives me a clear signal that price wants to bounce. In trading, nothing works 100% of the time, but it's definitely worth a shot. Because if I didn't open this setup, I wouldn't know whether price is going to continue up to my next zone or if it will actually bounce off my current zone. So I'll set a 1% risk and a 2% reward and let the trade run. In a moment, we'll find out what happens. Do you see that detail? Now let me explain it to you. If I had waited for price to reach that higher supply zone, I would have missed out on a winning trade just because I ignored the price confirmation in my second zone. Sometimes it's better not to wait for a miracle and to jump into the trade as soon as the market gives you an opportunity. That way you don't sit at the charts for hours for nothing, only to end up angry that you missed a good trade. Trading is mentally very demanding, and if you trade for several years like I have, you'll understand that yourself. I have 2 more examples lined up for today's video, so I'm going to show them to you, and at the end of the video we'll tally up the total result. Do you know what I'm waiting for right now? If you were going to say a clean move and a market break of structure, then congratulations, you were right. My system has simple rules that I follow every single day, and if you do the exact same thing and make 0 mistakes, I guarantee that your long-term win rate will be around 55 to 65%. A number like that, combined with my risk management, will place you among the top 15% of traders who are profitable over a large sample of trades. You see a clear market direction, price made an impulsive move, and also a break of structure. Now I can find my supply zone and wait for price to return to it, and I want to see a clear and clean confirmation just like always. We didn't even have to wait long, and price returned to retest my supply zone and even gave me a clean confirmation. For me, that means only one thing: I am 100% entering this trade and I'm definitely not missing out on it. I'll set a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio, so 1% risk and 2% reward, just like always. I always set my stop loss a little bit past the entire zone to give myself at least some protection so I don't get stopped out by basic market noise. If you take a close look, you'll see how the way I set my stop loss saved me. If I had placed it right where my supply zone ends, the market would have knocked me out and still moved on without me. I've seen this approach in a lot of trading videos where they try to keep the stop loss tight just to get a better RR, but trust me, that's not right, and I've tested it myself over my last 6 years of trading. You always have to give your SL some breathing room. I have one last trade example for today's video, so let's check it out, and at the end of the video we'll see the total result for today. Drop a like on this video and subscribe so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Even for the last example, I'm waiting for a clean market impulse, and I want to see a break of structure. The exact same process over and over again. If you have any questions for me, I'd be happy if you ask them down in the comments, and if your question makes sense, I'll be glad to answer it. We have a break of structure here, so I can mark everything out. I'm looking for my demand zone based on the last opposite candle that was followed by a market impulse. If price returns for a retest, stops in my demand zone, and I get a clean confirmation, I am definitely entering the trade. This is enough confirmation for me that price wants to bounce off my demand zone, and it's a clear signal for me to enter the trade. I'll set a 1% risk and a 2% reward just like always. Let's see what result my last trade example for today's video achieves. As you can see, even when everything on the chart looks exactly the way you want it to, and you think everything will go according to plan, for this example, the market had a different plan for my setup. Like I say in every video, nobody wins every single trade. Now we can calculate the result we achieved. 3 trades hit take profit and 1 trade ended in a stop loss, so overall, I'm up 5% on my capital. Lest I forget, you can watch my new videos every week on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so don't miss them if you want to learn how to trade the way I've been doing it for years. Subscribe.